What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and I am here today with a review for Real Housewives of Miami Season 5, Episode 4. Hot Mic in Miami is the title of this episode, you guys. This episode was a doozy. Now, before we go ahead and get into the review, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel, and you guys aren't subscribed to the channel yet, do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning your post notifications on, and also sharing the video. And with that, you guys, without further ado, let's discuss the Real Housewives of Miami on Peacock, shall we? All right, you guys, so this episode, we don't open up. I'm going to open up with Julia. So it's not really a whole lot with Julia, but I just want to talk about my feelings when it comes to Julia because you guys know, I like Julia. Julia is one of my favorites. So we see Julia and her and Martina, they were having breakfast, right? And it's just, you guys know that, when it comes to reality TV can show, like when it comes to these marriages, it can break them apart. And for Julia and Martina, that's not what I want, because I actually think that they're a beautiful couple, and I think they can, make things work. It's just a lot, all right? So they're in the new house, and I can understand Julia, how she's feeling, because Julia is an empty nester, and I think Julia has the instincts of, she is a mother. I think you can tell it. She's a nurturer, right? She likes to take care of people, and I think you can see that with her daughters and with the farm. That's who she is. She is a mama bear. That is who Julia is. And I know at one point Julia wanted more kids, but I don't know if Martina wanted more kids, right? So they're in the new house, and according to Julia, this is Martina's house, and I'm like, ooh, that sounds like a bit of resentment, because we all know Julia would prefer to be on the farm, right? And then Julia also says that she's bored. Now, I knew what she meant when she said she was bored. I don't think that Julia was saying she's bored in the marriage. I think what Julia was saying was that she's bored because, Martina, you're never really here, so it's always just me in this house. The girls are gone, so all I have are these damn animals and nobody else, right? So I get what she was saying, right? And she tells her that she's lonely. So just went into what I said, right? So Julia, like I just said a few minutes ago, Julia is being hit hard by the fact that the girls are just not there, right? And like it goes to what I just said a minute ago. Julia is a nurturer. Julia is a mama bear. She wants to feel, I don't know if I want to say this, but I'm going to say it. And it might not be the right thing. She wants to feel needed by somebody. I think that's really more so what it is. She loves, like I said a few minutes ago, she loves to take care of people. You can see that in her. And I think that's what it is. And I think, again, that's why I think she has all those animals. Because those animals depend on her. They depend on her, and she loves that, right? That's why she would prefer to be at the farm as opposed to this house that, once again, she said is Martina's home. But I hope that Julia and Martina can look at this season and maybe figure out where the disconnect is in their marriage, in their relationship, and work towards it. Because I don't want to see these two split up. I truly don't. But let's pause here and move forward, you guys. All right, you guys, so next up, let's talk about Larsa. So Larsa is celebrating her dog's birthday. And she's having this big, lavish birthday party for him. I'm like, girl, it's a dog. That's how I feel about people who have birthday parties for their babies who are 1 year old, who's turning 1. I'm like, that baby's not going to remember this birthday when he gets older, right? Only thing you're going to have are these pictures, and he's going to be like, what was I doing? Like, I never understand people who throw over-the-top, lavish birthday parties for a baby who is 1 and 2. They're not going to remember it. Girl, I barely remember my 3rd birthday. The only reason why I remember my 3rd birthday is because it's on the VHS tape. If it wasn't for that VHS tape, I would have never remembered that birthday whatsoever. Hell, I don't even remember my 4th one. I don't remember my fourth one. I don't remember my fifth one. I do remember my sixth birthday. That birthday, I do remember. And I have a picture of that one too. I do remember my sixth birthday because my mom and I were at my grandmother's house. That one is the only one that I can remember. I can't remember my fifth one or my fourth one, but I definitely remember number six. Lucky number six, I remember that one. And then after that, I definitely remember the rest of them. But anything before six, I don't remember that shit. So everyone shows up. Larsa, like I said, it's Larsa's part. So Julia showed up with her goat. I was like, wow. Kiki showed up. Now she didn't have a dog with her. Adriana showed up with her dog. And they all finally, when they got to Larsa's party, they realized this party ain't really about this dog all that so much because Larsa then started plugging her business. They were like, this is about Larsa. And then they just go down the line of every time that Larsa has plugged her business, right? So we see Julia and Larsa, so they're talking, and Julia is telling her how she wants to get back into modeling. And so, Larsa was like, hey, we talked to Kiki. She's like, yeah, Kiki set up, for me to meet with some people. And Kiki said, came over and said that the people loved her, right? I do hope that Julia is able to get back into modeling. I don't know. Maybe if she just gets out of the house, I think that's one thing that it needs to happen with Julia is get the hell out that house. Live your life. Your daughters are grown. Like, live your life. Still take care of your animals and whatnot, but have a life, right? So Adriana, I don't know why Adriana felt the need to tell Larsa and the girls that she's getting the BBL after you talked so much shit last season about Larsa's lopsided booty, and then you want her to go with you. Have you saw Larsa's ass? Okay. Larsa found it out and I did too, right? So Lisa, when she got there, she came with her dog. Her dog peed on people's shit, right? So Lisa then told everybody about the dinner with Lenny. I was like, ooh, girl, you're recounting this story, huh? When it comes to Lisa, I don't know how Lisa thought that they were on a uphill. Girl. And I did see Lisa on Watch What Happens Live last Monday with Larsa. Like, you weren't on an upheaval. You were spiraling down, sis. Like, your relationship was crashing and burning. Maybe I think she probably saw the signs, but she kind of just wanted to work on the marriage. I don't know why. Girl. Because from what I'm seeing, girl, Lenny didn't like you at that point, if he ever liked you at all. But girl, you could definitely tell that Lenny didn't like you at this particular point, right? Lisa and Larsa, can we please, put an end to this argument with them because they got into it again? I'm just like, oh my God, why? I just didn't get it. So let's pause here and move forward. All right, you guys, so next up, let's talk about Nicole. You guys know I love me some Nicole, right? But here's my thing, because I'm not even really gonna go into. I just want to talk about the fact that I don't like how Nicole's mom is doing. Like I said in the last videos about Nicole. It's one thing if Nicole wants to have a relationship with her dad, right? It's not saying you gotta accept this man for who he is. Just be like, you know what, you're not gonna. I don't want to say that. If you want to have a relationship with the man, that's fine. Keep in the back of your mind, my dad is this, my dad is that, right? But I want to forge forward with the relationship with my father. And that's it. Leave it at that. Don't accept him for who he is. Just be like, you know what, you are gonna do you, but I'm just, to feel good in my life. Either I want a relationship with you or I don't, right? But the fact that they keep trying to make her accept him for who he is, no, we're not doing that. If you're toxic, I'm not accepting toxicity in my life. That's not gonna happen. And I'm over them saying it to her, right? And then the fact that her mom said to her that Her dad says that if she wants him to come around, but he can't bring his girlfriend, then he won't come around. I was like, oh wow. So you gonna choose your young girlfriend over your flesh and blood daughter, baby? I would tell them, don't mention dad to me. Don't do anything when it like. I love him, but I can love him from a distance. Like we don't. If he doesn't want, if he feels that strongly that he can't come to my house because I don't want his girlfriend at my house. This is my home. I say who comes and goes. I say who comes into my house. I say who doesn't. You don't dictate that to me. That's really what it is. He's dictating and setting parameters around the relationship. No, you don't set parameters around a relationship when you were not a part of my life for years. So you don't get to dictate. You don't get to set the parameters around this relationship. I'm going to set the parameters, and I say I don't want her in my home. If you can't abide by that, then you don't have to be a part of my life, and that's in the discussion, right? Like I just don't like them with the situation with her. I absolutely do not. Like it feels like y'all want her to work on herself, but he doesn't have to do anything. He can come in, be mediocre, bare minimum, and she has to fix herself. She has to bend and and turn into putty to facilitate him to be to make him feel good about himself. Absolutely not gonna happen. But let's pause here and wrap up the episode, you guys. Oh my God, you guys, Lisa. So Lisa is having a good vibes party, right? So they had to put their dog down, and that was really sad. And you actually saw some emotion from Lenny when he was, before they took the dog, right? So Lisa, let me ask you a question, girl. It's me and you talking. You never saw an issue with the fact that you and Lenny had parties and there were sexy women in their 20s always at the parties? You never saw an issue with that? I get maybe he was looking for business, but girl, he was also looking for somebody to sleep with, and it wasn't you. So at the party, you guys remember in the last episode that Alexia told Adriana that the guy that she was dating is married, right? So come to find out that it was Marisol who told Alexia that, right? Baby, I want Marisol to go check into Betty Ford, AA something, cause girl, you are a drunk. Like every time I see Marisol, Mama got a drink. Mama got a cocky, as she calls them, a cocktail. Girl, can you lay off the cocktails? Are you dependent upon the cocktails? Is what it's giving, right? So Alexia and Nicole, they talked, and Nicole told Alexia about the conversation with her mom about her dad. Why are y'all trying to facilitate bullshit? I just don't understand why we facilitating bullshit. No, I'm not even giving it the light of day, right? So in this, it's in this episode and it's in the next episode. It's so funny to hear Larsa talking about dating, right? And she keeps talking about she's trying to get away from the basketball world, but girlfriend, you are back in the basketball world. Now, you might not be dating a basketball player, but you are dating one of the greatest NBA players of all time, son, Marcus Jordan. And they were on Watch. He was at Watch What Happens Live with her, but she said that's just a friend. Okay, girl, if that's what you want to say. So we find out that the ladies, they will be going to the Keys to take a trip, right? So we see Julia and Adriana, they're talking, and Julia is breaking down. She's telling Adriana that Martina says that she's not, affectionate, right? And if she stays the way she is, she's gonna leave. I'm like, oh shit, Julia. So Lisa, while Lisa is having this very positive conversation about Lenny and how she thinks that their marriage is in a good space, Lenny is on his microphone. Now, mind you, he said he was whispering, but you still have a microphone on, so you can whisper all you want. So that microphone is picking up everything that you're saying. And did it ever? He will be single soon, and he ain't sleeping with his wife because that is him. He'll be hurting the one that he cares about. I'm like, God damn. And the man, his friend was like, "Can your son hear us?" He's like, "Nah, he can't hear us. He ain't paying us no attention." You might think your son, you might think that, but I guarantee you, your son was probably listening to that conversation and heard what you said. So, Lenny is a piece of shit, pure shit. But that's the episode, guys. Let me know what you guys thought about it in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, turn your post notifications on, share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, be blessed, you guys. Wash your hands, and I'll see you guys in the next one.